Are you using licensing to do, I guess, kind of bolster customer retention or like kind of improve AOV, or are you using it in a way to kind of hit a different audience? Or maybe it's a combination of both.
I think it's a combination of all three. Yeah, I think it definitely bolsters customer retention because it gives them something new. Like if they love Clueless, they're gonna come back. If they love Barbie, they're gonna come back and they're gonna buy a Barbie version of something they already have. And also remember, we really promote the stacking of the product. Like I'm never not seen with a whole wrist. This is what my wrist looked like at my wedding, for God's sake, because it's the vibe that we're trying to get people to be a part of. So that's why Ally Love is like the best, unofficial spokesperson for the brand, because she's constantly stacked. You're not gonna be able to unsee it now. But the point is like, we're asking you to collect this product. We're asking you to also give this product away when you no longer need it. So you need to have plenty kind of coming through. And it's one product. So we have to be constantly iterating. So a part of it is like, okay, well, if we have a license deal, at least we know what we're designing into.
Something fresh every time.
Something fresh. Yeah. So we get the customer back. Yeah, I do believe that it helps with AOV because the price is a little higher for any of our licensed product. It goes up about $5, so it's not huge, but it's something. And then as far as like whether or not we're tapping into their community, the hope is that when their community sees this new product or they see that they have this, collaboration with this brand called Little Words Project, they're gonna look further into it and we might be able to siphon some of those customers. So yeah, it's definitely a threefold approach to how we justify, those minimum guarantees, which so far haven't been that crazy, believe it or not. I think none of them have been prohibitive, which is good since, again, our product is $25.
Question that popped into my head. You guys have killed D2C here in the US. You've proven out a retail model. Why not go international now?
You know what? I don't ask my husband. That's a good question. I'm ready. Let's. I want to open.
Should we
London.
call him right now?
Yeah, get him on the phone. Low key, that would be kind of cool. Do you want to? I literally would do that. Let's do that. Wait, I kind of feel like that might be fun.
That would be sick.
Can we do that?
I feel like let's do that. Let's try it.
I'll put him here. He listens to this podcast all the time.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, that's
I was like, Bill, what do I talk about? Because you listen to these guys all the time. Okay, I'm gonna call him. Let's see what he says.
Such a great question.
He's gonna laugh. I'm gonna put him on the spot. See if you can hear that. Knowing him, he's in a meeting. His calendar is the most stacked calendar I've ever seen. Oh.
Hey.
Hi. You're being recorded.
Oh, hey.
You're with the guys. We don't have Ron here today, but we do have a question for you. Actually, why don't you ask it?
So you're the numbers guy. So I thought we should ask you this question. Being that you've kind of killed it on the D2C end in the US and you've killed it on the retail end, why aren't you international yet?
Why aren't we international? I said, that's a good question for my husband because I'm ready.
I think the short answer to that is that we have a lot of wood to chop domestically still. I don't know what you guys have talked about already, but 30% of our business or so is still coming from New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. I think we have a lot of growth still within the country, particularly in places like Florida, Texas, California. There's new things rolling out via Shopify. I don't know who I'm talking to, but
you're talking to both the guys.
Shopify markets and their ability to kind of go cross border easily is going to unlock a few territories for us, but still I think early days for us in the US.
That's true.
That's fair. That's a fair answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. We just wanted to call you. We thought it might be a fun little moment for the pod.
Ask the
This
audience.
is fun. What else you got for me?
Call a friend.
What else do we got? I know he coached me on some of my numbers answers. I told the guys already, I was like, I am not gonna be able to answer any questions about CAC, so don't even bother.
Good.
Although I could, and it's $30.
Yep. There you go.
Customer
There you go.
But anyway, all right, just wanted to call you. That was it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, have fun. I'm jealous.
Thanks. Maybe you'll be invited one day. Okay, bye.
Can't wait to listen. See ya.
Okay, bye.
That was cool.
That's great.
That was really cool.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
So you have D2C, the storefronts.
Yep.
You are also in Target,
Yes.
900 stores nationwide.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about the process behind getting in there, especially when you do already have the storefronts. Why the move to like a big retailer like that?
So the Target expansion came in conjunction with the first few storefronts. So we were proving out that model anyway and didn't necessarily want to put all our eggs into any one basket. We've always been a proponent of being an omni-channel brand because it really makes for everything gets cheaper, right, when you're applying it across multiple channels. So when it came to the Target decision, I really struggled with it for a while actually, because we've always had such a robust specialty business. So we've got, over 1,000 retailers nationwide that carry the brand.
Was it inbound or was it you guys reached out to them?
It was outbound. We worked with a kind of broker, if you will, that got us in the door. And Target's first feedback was, the children's buyer wanted it. The children's team really wanted to bring it in. And that broker came to me and they were like, listen, we really think this is the move for you. We really think you should move in this direction, but we'll defer to what you want. And I just remember remaining steadfast. I was like, I already am worried about how working with a big box retailer is going to land on the hearts of my small family business community, right? And are we going to be, are we selling out, so on and so forth? What are they going to do to the brand? Are they going to dilute it by putting it off pricing regularly? How are we going to navigate this? So I was like, there is no way that this product that I'm so committed to being for young adults and plus sector that I didn't want to lean into the child story just yet. Not to say that it's never coming down the pike, but it's just not with our Target expansion. So I remained really steadfast in that, and we waited a lot longer than maybe we would have if we had just gone the direction of the children's line, and it ended up paying off because once the adult buyer caught wind and saw the brand, she loved it. And Target's been moving to kind of expand their horizons in the types of brands they bring in and wanting the smaller brands that have a story and a founder story and, are minority owned. There's a lot of energy there that really made us the perfect fit for Target. And then beyond that, I really, really have made it a point to be on every call to make it very clear this is a small family shop and we really want to make sure that you're being true to our brand and our storytelling. And so they have been really great partners, honestly, in that they given us an end cap. They've committed to not putting us on sale. We have the occasional sale that they have to do site-wide and in stores, but it's not affected the grander business of Little Words Project, which has been good to see. And we do an exclusive product line with them, so it doesn't affect our other specialty business. So we just try to be really, really intentional. And they honored our brand price too. I was like, it's a $25 price point. I know that it probably would go gangbusters for you if you could do it at $19.99. Yeah. But it's a non-starter for us.
Oh, so it's priced the same online?
Priced the same online, priced the same at Target as it is with us. Yeah. So they really were committed to honoring the brand for what we said it was. And, it was, they've been a great partner. So I think, to anyone listening, if you're kind of trying to figure out that whether or not to kind of sell yourself to the bigger retailers, I think the answer is yes, so long as you feel like they're honoring what you request and they really make you feel like a partner and not just some small time company. So yeah, I've been feeling really, really supported by them, and Target has buoyed the rest of the company. And I'll tell you, our wholesale channel is by far our most profitable.
Oh, wow.
They've also just gotten us into the hands of so many more people and on the radar of so many more people. So I think that the Target growth in conjunction with the retail stores, it all works in concert with one another, right? Yeah. Including all of our marketing efforts, everything kind of comes together and has just spilled out across the business in a really nice way.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
Because we're going into Walmart in 2 weeks.
Oh, great. No, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, Walmart was another contender that we were debating. Target, we moved a little faster with that, and it's worked out really well. So, if you can kind of have them honor and be true to your product and your price and the community that you've built thus far, then you're going to win, right? Yeah. And if the second they stop, I don't know, I've never followed the money, and my husband would kill me for saying that, but it's true. We've been fighting the Amazon battle for a little while, right? And what are we going to do on the Amazon front? Should we do it? Should we not? I may have just turned a corner, but my job, I think, as the CEO, is to put up the fight. I am the last line of defense. And if you can get past me and convince me, and I believe that my brand is going to stay intact with whatever decision we have on the table, then the answer is yes. Yep. But if for whatever reason it feels dirty or grimy, or I just don't like the idea, if just something is telling me, the chills on my arm are telling me not to move forward, then we don't. Whether it's the biggest deal, bird in the hand, or whatever you call it, makes no difference to me because the brand is first and foremost. And that is why we're 10 years in with a $25 product and we're still here.
D2C, retail storefronts, Target.
Yep.
How does your marketing efforts kind of look holistically for everything? Obviously, D2C, you're going to approach one way. The retail storefronts, you're going to approach another way. Like, what does that look like for you guys?
I mean, we kind of approach it all very similarly, specifically with D2C, both e-com and retail, right? We're very intentional about the messaging around the brand. The only difference really for retail is that, there'll be more like SMS hits to get people to come back to store, more localized efforts about, hey, we've got an event going on at this location that's, within X mile radius of you, come visit us.
Talk a little bit about that. I think that's the more interesting thing because
Sure.
like, especially for us, right? It's how do we attack the areas that actually have like the Walmarts in there, right? How do we actually make sure that we're not just advertising to everybody to go into a Walmart where maybe one's not really near you?
Yeah.
How do you guys look at localized marketing?
Very intentionally have actually my COO and my husband, he had a map created for Target's penetration, and it was essentially a heat map that overlaid on top of our current customer base and our current customer list.
Oh, wow.
And we would target based on that heat of where we're most penetrated already to essentially retarget those people via SMS, via email marketing. We already have their information. We were retargeting them based on how far away they were from a Target, right?
Wow.
And or how far away they are from one of our retail stores.
That's
Our
really
retail
smart.
stores were not as penetrated as Target's. The Target stories really helped us in determining which cities we want to go into with retail stores.
Right.
Because we can get a good idea based on Target performance too in each of these different stores, which stores are the best. And that's why when we were on the call with him, he mentioned needing to be more penetrated in Texas, California, Chicago, and just kind of getting our name out there as much as possible in places that we know it's already performing well, whether it be through a specialty store and or through Target. So the wholesale storytelling is really helpful in advancing our plot overall because we can kind of leverage the data that we're getting through simply how is the product performing in these markets, and then how do we show up there in a real way that already seamlessly speaks to that customer.
I love the heat
Yeah.
map
That's
thing.
so tactical.
Yeah, he's the
I love
most
that.
tactical person I've ever known, and I'm so much more like I'm just like free. Like I'm just like it feels right. Like we got to go for it. And
I'm
I think
that
that's
guy.
But you know what? I think that's entrepreneur founder. I always say like we're co-everything as husband and wife, which is also a difficult thing to be when you're working on a team and running this kind of business. When it comes to people things, everything, we take it home with us and it sits with us and it's in bed with us. It's always with us. But it's a really beautiful thing when like we co-everything. So like all those decisions, I might be the CEO, but like he's really the co-CEO. He might be the CEO, but I'm really the co-COO. And that's kind of the beauty of having this smaller business. And whether it's a husband and wife or just general partners, as long as you guys go into things together, it's really can be like a beautiful thing. So he's the tactical and I'm the whimsical, if you will.
Love it.
That's great.
But yeah, marketing efforts, they really don't change much when it comes to how we approach it. It's just how granular do we get and how strategic can we be about, our learnings and reapplying them in a concrete way that moves the needle.
So at the end of every episode, we like to do, one shoe, right? So what's one thing that you want viewers to take away from this and implement in their business yesterday?
I think it's strategic hiring. I think it's finding a tool to lean on when it comes to making sure that you're finding the right people to drive and sit on the bus with you, right? Because at the end of the day, you're only going to be as good as your team, and how you guys show up in the world and how you show up in business and how you show up with other teams. You have to trust them. You have to know that you've got the right people in the right seats on the bus. And I think that's been my biggest struggle, is making sure that, and it's a fringe struggle too, because at the core, we've got the people, right? We've got the right people, but there's always the fringe members that they can pull it down. They can fuck up the culture.
Yeah.
They can do something that creates just a general muck that you feel like you have to trudge through every single day, whether it's as the founder and CEO or as just another employee. You know it affects everything.
It's like a virus.
It's a virus. And so, you know, you really, and I do feel really good about it. And I don't want anyone on my team to be like, oh my gosh, who is that? You know,
Is it me?
Is it me? No. And it's really, this is more so just what I've learned over the past 10
It's
years.
not you, Mariah.
Mariah might be. No, I'm kidding. No, it's what I've learned over the past 10 years and what I wish I had gotten better at, and I wish I was better at right now. It's one of the hardest things, so it's kind of frustrating because everyone's like, oh, that's the hardest thing. But it is the most important, I think, because it is those people that are going to take you to the next level and the next level and the next level. And it's also you as the leader that has to be able to level up with them and to say, you're not going to take us to the next level, but that's okay. Let me get you a soft landing and I will hold your hand to a greener pasture. And I think that's just how we all have to look at it. But yeah, find those tools, whatever you can possibly do. And if I could be helpful, feel free to reach out to me and I'll give you sing all the praises of Culture Index. This is not sponsored.
Culture Index, not sponsored, but you might need to sponsor it next time.
Yeah, honestly.
Nice. Chew on that.
Chew on that.